Hey guys, what's up, and welcome to my Week 12 review for the 2019 NFL season. I did go 10-4 for Week 12, which makes my season record 112, 63, and 1. The one being that one tie like Week 1 or something like that. Week 1, Week 2, something like that. So, I did very well, and we'll go over the week. So, starting with the Colts and Texans, I did pick the Texans. Yay. Just get my notebook. So I didn't really watch that game, though I did see the fact that Deshaun Watson fumbled the football and the refs screwed it up, which I just think is really, really funny. They can't seem to do anything right this year. Broncos and Bills. I did pick the Bills here. Yes, I did. So let me write this real quick to indicate that's week 12 on my notebook. So this game, the Bills are a good team. They are. Simple. Now, in terms of what they can do, They in my mind are a playoff team. I wasn't sure if they were going to be in the beginning of the year. I thought maybe a borderline, possibly just miss it, but they are well in control of the number 5 seed. Giants at Bears. I did pick the Bears. The Giants have let me down too many times, and I've learned my lesson. Steelers at Bengals. I did take my Steelers here. Mason. You good, dog? Are you good? Well, I'm going to get a lot of people that said, no, he's not good. He's terrible. Well, I don't live in Pittsburgh. I don't live in the Pittsburgh area. I'm like 4 hours from Pittsburgh. 4.5, maybe 5. Somewhere between 4 and 5. Depends on how fast you drive. But I'm closer to Buffalo, so I get the Bills games. I don't get the Steelers games. So with that said, the last time I really remember seeing Mason roll out of the pocket is when he took the hit from Earl Thomas. I truly think, and Mason's never going to admit this publicly, I truly think that the hit is still affecting him. The hit he took from Earl Thomas. I still think it's in the back of his mind, and he won't roll out because of it. And he's scared. He's a completely different quarterback, and not in the good way since he took that hit. So, I support Mike Tomlin benching him and going with Devin Hodges, not only for the rest of the Bengals game, but for the game versus the Cleveland Browns coming up week 13 in Pittsburgh. So, and I'll have that video out tomorrow for you guys. With all of that together, I'm not done with Mason. A lot of people have thrown him in the garbage because they will claim that's what he is. Garbage. I'm not 100% convinced of that yet. And the reason I'm not convinced yet is because give him an off season to clear his head. You had Earl Thomas hit him. He comes back and he gets hit in the head by Myles Garrett with his own helmet. And then Myles Garrett says he called him a racial slur. So you have X, Y, and Z all happen. And I just think it's a little too much for him to handle. Give him an off season. Let all this, work its way through the system. See what he's like next year. If he looks good next year, congrats. You won the backup job. That's the thing. Give him a chance to win the backup job. Ben's coming back, so why not? Dolphins at Browns. When I saw the Browns were up 28-3, you were at Atlanta. gave up 28-3 against New England. Baylor, a couple weeks ago, gave up 28-3. And then the Browns were up 28-3. And I honestly thought it was going to happen again. Now, it did not end up happening again. But I was very convinced it was going to. Especially when the Dolphins just started scoring. Oof. I don't think I said, but I did take the Browns. Buccaneers at Falcons. I did take the Falcons here. Really thought that with how they'd been playing lately against really good teams, that maybe they had a shot at beating the Buccaneers. Though I also said, watch them lose to the mediocre Buccaneers. Or to the average, mediocre average. They're not very good. And look what happened. Even Vita Vea, I think, caught a pass. So, good for him. Panthers versus Saints. I did take the Saints here. When the Saints were up huge, I'm like, yay for me. And then the Panthers just like, I don't know where they summoned the energy to do this, but they almost won. It took a Will Lutz field goal with no time left in order to win that game. Seahawks at Eagles. I did take the Seahawks. Excuse me, I burped. Yeah, this was just low scoring. Eagles are not very good this year. But then again, neither are the Cowboys. So whoever gets in, one team from the NFC East is getting in to the playoffs, and that's because they won the division. It's by default. And whoever does, they're going to, they're just going to be one and done in the playoffs. Lions at Redskins. I did take the Lions. Yeah, Jeff Driscoll just let me down. Oh well. Dwayne Haskins, congrats on the first win. Though don't start taking selfies with the fans until you know the game's over. Just saying. Raiders at Jets. I did take the Raiders here, and oh my god, thank you, Jets. I am happy to be wrong on here because it put the Steelers back into the playoffs. They are now the number 6 seed, the Steelers. So, thanks for that, Jets. Raiders, don't know what the hell happened there. I do know that they pulled Derek Carr, I believe, in the 3rd quarter, from what I heard. So, ouch. Jags at Titans. Damn. Ryan Tannehill may be the quarterback for the Titans. Never know. But I did end up taking the Titans, correct? Yes, I did. Cowboys at Patriots. I did take the Patriots here. I wouldn't be mad if the Cowboys won. But, yeah. Oh well. I'm right, at least. Packers at 49ers. See, I took the Packers. I should have taken the 49ers. Oh well. But I think the 49ers, I was on them and I'm like, yeah, but they really didn't play much of anybody, this, that, and the other, and nope. Good team. Finally, Ravens versus Rams. The Rams are my brother's team. I was kind of rooting for them. And then, yeah. Oh well. Lamar Jackson. I've said for the past few weeks, Russell Wilson is my MVP. If I were to vote, I would say Russell Wilson. Because I'm like, he's just more, my opinion was that he was more valuable to the Seahawks than Lamar Jackson is to the Ravens. Now, with the performance they just put on, now, here's the thing. He threw 5 touchdowns, but he only had like 169 passing yards. To me, that just doesn't sound right. But, I don't know. I'm thinking Lamar Jackson, I'd be 50-50 right now. If he has another good or even great week, just a better week, I guess, than Russell Wilson, he may end up being the MVP I pick. So, right now it's 50-50. I want to see what happens the next couple weeks. And then we'll go from there. because, especially, it may come down to week 17, because the last time the Steelers played the Ravens, it was in Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh almost won in overtime, but Marlon Humphrey was able to force the fumble versus Juju, and the Ravens recovered, went down the field. I mean, not went down the field. They went maybe somewhere in the 10 to 20 yard range, I think, or even less, and they were able to kick a field goal to win the game in overtime. But in that game, Lamar Jackson had 1 touchdown and 3 picks. That was his bad game. That was possibly the worst game of the season for Lamar. I think that was his worst game, honestly. Not trying to be biased or anything, but I think that was his worst game. So we'll see what happens after that. You know, if Pittsburgh goes into Baltimore and either A, beats them, or hell, even if they keep it close, you know, I think that could be very interesting to see, because I'm actually going to the Bills at Steelers game, and because my sister's boyfriend is a Bills fan, and we're going. So if I'm curious to see if that's gonna be flexed to the night game, or if the number 1 seed is still in contention week 17, would they make Steelers at Ravens, especially if the Steelers are still playing for a wild card spot? Steelers at Ravens for the primetime game. We'll have to see what happens. I think they have to give you a 2 weeks notice on flexing the game. Not 100%, but I think that's the rule. So if I don't hear anything by tomorrow, that means the game is safe. 90% sure. The one I'm going to. Flex any other game you want. I don't care. Just don't flex the one I'm going to. Because that'd be an 8:30 kickoff. Say it ends 11:30. We gotta drive back. We won't get home until like 3, 4 in the morning. Like, that'd be brutal. Like 4 o'clock in the morning we wouldn't get home until. Maybe even sooner. Or maybe even later. So, imagine getting back at like 5 o'clock. I would have been up for almost 24 hours. If it's even flexed to 4 o'clock, the 4:30 game, I don't care. Flex it to that. But that'd be and then I'll get home at midnight, 1 o'clock. I don't care. But that's going to be interesting to see what happens with that. But yeah, Lamar Jackson's right there with Russell Wilson. I know everyone's Lamar Jackson, especially Ravens fans, and the Ravens players. But I think, like, don't get me wrong, if they had the same value, I'd probably pick Lamar. But Russell, I think, is just more valuable. So Lamar's stats kind of evens out with Russell's, in his. So you have like stats for Lamar, his value to the team. Then you have Russell's stats, but then his value to it's like, you know, you take the stats plus the value, and it's about even to me. So we'll have to see what that turns into. But man, that was a big ramble. But if you guys enjoyed this, please leave a like. If you're new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button and turn notifications on. I'll see you guys next video. And let me know what you think of the lights. I put those up just for a little bit of a Christmassy theme during the videos now that Thanksgiving is over. But yeah, let me know what you think. Later.
Once I was 7 years old, Mama told me, go make yourself some friends or you'll be lonely. Once I was 7 years old.